Okay, hi guys. We're gonna start the conference in a couple minutes. We're just waiting for a bit more people. Hello everyone. Um okay. So we're going to get this conference started. Hopefully everyone's here already. Just before I start, like, presenting, does everyone hear me? And is there, like, can you guys see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, that's good. Okay. So first off, I'm gonna introduce who's Pink Gap. I'm Melanie Sanchez, and I am the head of HR for Pink Gap. We're a female student-led nonprofit dedicated to achieving quality education and gender equality. We provide free tutoring and academic resources. We strive for girls and audience to be able to pursue their passion through learning. And we raise thought-provoking conversations about gender equality and beyond. We also provide volunteering opportunities for high school students and college students. So that's Pink Gap. And before we start, I want to thank you all for being part of this conference and participating and, well, joining us in this wonderful event that we have. So our first speaker will be Aid for Need. And if you guys can share your presentation, um, the screen is all yours, technically. Oh, is Aid for Need not here? Oh, did they move it? Okay, then I guess we'll skip them. Let's see. I believe our next presentator is Born for STEM. Is Born for STEM here?
Hello, yes, we're here.
Okay, so you can start sharing your presentation.
All right, give me a second. Okay, can you see? Anyone?
Yeah, we
you
can
can see it now.
Okay. All right, give me a second. Gonna need something else. Okay, let's get straight to the point. So, when you think of programming languages, you probably think of Python, which is the most like popular language because it's more easier to understand, and it's made by Guillaume van Rossum. And maybe if you're into web development, you probably think of JavaScript, which is made by Brendan Eich, or maybe C++, which is made by Bjorn, or maybe Java over there, which is James Gosling. So I'm gonna ask you guys a question. So what's the most like obvious thing you see in the slide? There's also a lot of like programming languages, sorry, that you may know, maybe like Ruby, Kotlin, Swift, and all that. So I'm gonna give like 10 seconds for you guys to answer it on the chat on like what's the most obvious thing you see in the slide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so you probably maybe think of, oh yeah, the most obvious thing is that there are popular programming languages. Yes, that's correct. But the most obvious is that they are invented by men, which is not a problem, obviously, because these programming languages are very helpful and influential to our society, and especially in the computer science field. So, but did you know that there are also like programming languages that are helpful and influential, and they're made by women? So, welcome to our part, which is Born for STEM's webinar in this event, which is called Programming Languages Invented by Women. And we will be discussing like sort of like the computer scientists, female computer scientists with their contribution to their coding languages and all that. And we'll also show examples of it. And it will be a really basic information because right now in my time it's 5:42 a.m. and I have to go to school. So I'm gonna be presenting short as possible. My name is Kirana Tian. You can call me Koi. I'm the director of computer science in the Born for STEM division. And there's also Laura, who is the founder and president of this organization. So our first woman is Sister Mary Kenneth Keller. So Sister Mary Kenneth Keller made BASIC. Which just means like beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code, and she played a really crucial role in its development at Dartmouth College in the late 1950s. At a time when Dartmouth was an all-male institution, she contributed to a team of computer scientists aiming to create a programming language that was precise, straightforward, and accessible for educational purposes. And in like around 1970s and 1980s, there's these things called like home computers, and they're very popular. And so BASIC emerged as like the dominant programming language among both hobbyists and professional software developers due to its simplicity and versatility. So at one pivotal moment in BASIC's history occurred in like around 1970. You guys may know Bill Gates, uh, and he developed a version of BASIC for the Altair 8800, which is cool. And so Sister Mary Kenneth Keller contribution to BASIC and computer science exemplify her pioneering spirit and commitment to making computing accessible to all. So yes, she made a really not only like revolutionize educational practices, but also influence the trajectory of software development, which leaves a lasting impact on the evolution of programming languages and the technological landscapes. And this is an example of BASIC. I think it's more like Python. I'm not sure though. And this, yeah, this is the example of BASIC and how it looks like. So next, our second woman is Caitlin Booth. She made ARC assembly language. So in the around like 1940s, Caitlin Booth, she's like a British mathematician and programmer, and she made a really significant contribution to the field of computer science by developing the first assembly language for the ARC, which means automatic relay calculator. So this computing system required a method to translate human readable instructions into the machine language understood by the ERC. So Booth's assembly language served this purpose by providing a more manageable and structured way for programmers to interact with the computer's hardware directly. So assembly is kind of hard to understand even. And assembly language is a low-level programming language that bridges the gap between the high-level and the binary machine code. So first of all, low-level programming language and high-level is kind of like a quote-unquote, it's kind of like a difficulty rank of the level. So low-level means like it uses machine vocabulary. So sometimes human cannot understand it, and then there's also like high level. So high level uses human vocabulary, and that's why some like high level languages like Python is more popular because it's easier to understand by humans. So anyway, before the advent of all this, programmers back then had to write instructions in like raw machine code, which consists of sequences of zeros and ones that corresponded to specific operations performed by the computer's processor. So this process was not only like cumbersome, but also prone to errors, as even minor mistakes could cause the program to malfunction. And so Booth's innovation transformed this by introducing a symbolic representation of machine operators using things like mnemonics and symbols that were easier for programmers to remember and manipulate. And also, additionally, Booth developed this language while working at Birkbeck College in the UK. And this is an example. There's like a more harder examples, and even this one I could not understand. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And so next woman, the third woman, which is Grace Hopper. She made COBOL. So COBOL, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's COBOL, a common business oriented language. COBOL by Grace Hopper in around 1959 stands as one of the earliest and most enduring programming languages tailored specifically for business applications. So she was a rear admiral in the US Navy and a member of the Conference on Data System Languages. And she collaborated with others to develop COBOL, aiming to create a language that will be easily understandable and usable across various business sectors worldwide. So, and also this initiative was Grace Hopper's contribution extended beyond COBOL. So, in the same year, she introduced this compiler called B0, or you can say B minus zero, and which is like a simplified programming by allowing the use of English-like keywords in the business applications. So this innovation earned her the affectionate title of Mother of COBOL. And additionally, her legacy includes creating the A0 compiler as well, which is, it is recognized as the world's first compiler, and she pioneered in arithmetic language, which operated at a higher level of abstraction than previous programming languages. So her visionary efforts not only revolutionized her visionary efforts revolutionized business computing. And this is the example of COBOL. There's a lot of other examples, but I picked this one, which I found it on Google. And it's yeah, this is how it looks like. Next is Barbara Liskov. So Barbara Liskov, she made CLU. So CLU developed by Barbara Liskov at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1974, around that, represented a significant milestone in programming languages. And it was crafted to make data abstraction easier. So data abstraction is something like a concept foundational to how we organize and manage code today. And although it didn't fully like embrace object-oriented programming, CLU's ideas left a really great mark on languages like Python, Java, and C++. It influences how they handle data and structure programs. So she's the inventor of abstract data types. And Barbara Liskov's contributions to computing extend far beyond CLU. So it says that she's the first American woman to earn a PhD, which is great, in computer science. And she introduced practical innovations such as iterations, I think that's how you pronounce, iterations for efficient data processing, and also abstract data types for organizing complex information, and also techniques for managing parallel tasks in computing systems. These breakthroughs showcased her deep understanding of software design and efficiency, shaping the way, modern software is developed. And in 2008, which is the year I was born, it says that Barbara Liskov was honored with the AM Turing Award, recognizing her as a sort of a trailblazer in programming language design. And this is one of the example of what it looks like in the coding of a CLU. So next, now this is kind of my personal favorite coding because I'll tell you why. So in around 1966, Cynthia Solomon, a computer scientist at MIT, again, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, embarked on a mission to create an innovative learning environment that would introduce children to the world of programming. And her vision culminated in Logo, was designed specifically for young learners. So Logo wasn't just about coding, it was a platform where kids could engage with words, numbers, storytelling, and even create games through interactive programming exercises. And the early iterations of Logo featured like a tangible robotic turtle that responded to commands input with a computer terminal. So yes, and this tactical interaction allowed children to grasp programming concepts more intuitively, as they can like control and direct the turtle to move around and draw shapes on the floor. And then technology advanced, and the physical turtle was replaced with a virtual counterpart, which is a graphical turtle on a computer screen. So despite this evolution, Logo retained its user-friendly English vocabulary commands that made programming accessible and engaging for young minds. And this is what it looks like in the application, which I find it cute. And I think if you guys see this, it's more like a child-friendly interactive, I believe, something like that. So that's actually it. And I prefer that you guys ask questions in the chat, and of course I will get back to you as soon as possible because I have to prepare for school tomorrow. I have to prepare for school right now, which is right now is 5:54 a.m. But anyway, so we have presented 5 women and their coding languages that they invented and contributed. And of course, there's also a lot of coding languages that were created by women. But for now, we want to keep it short, as we are just really giving like a really basic information about the female computer scientists, their coding languages, and an example of what it looks like. So the overall conclusion of our part of this conference is that women and anyone are capable of innovating things, including even programming and computing languages, because we are born for this. So thank you so much for listening to Born for STEM's part in this Power of CS event. And I'm sorry if sometimes I stutter. I'm sorry if I speak too much. And well, have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, well, if anyone has questions, you guys can either raise your hand or write it or type it on chat. All right, since we don't have anyone asking questions that I can see as far, if you do, you should unmute and ask it. If not, then we're going to be moving on. But thank you so much for the presentation. That was really cool. I love learning about women in STEM and how underrepresented we are, but now learning more about them is very cool. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Born for STEM, again for presenting and being part of this event. Next up, we have Empower Her. So if you guys want to share your slides.
Yeah, sounds good. Sorry, give me 1 second.
It's fine, don't worry.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So hello guys, my name is Ananya. I am the founder of Empower Her. And Empower Her is an organization that I started, which is dedicated to providing girls with essential skills, with soft skills, with technical skills, and the opportunity to connect with FANG employees that can, also be like as for access for mentorship and all the other opportunities for internships and scholarships and all. So that's what Empower Her is dedicated for. So some of the topics that I'm going to cover in this for our presentation is the importance of STEM in general. And Also, the importance of networking, which is what we also mainly focus on, like the soft skill aspect, which is super important, especially within the tech industry. So the potential for STEM is really huge. So right now, there's some STEM is known as it's 75% of the fastest growing occupations. And with AI on the rise, there are a lot of cool job opportunities that are associated with the rise of technology, as well as there are amazing scholarships and grants which assist girls like us that are interested in STEM to the financial provides us the financial ability to learn STEM regardless of any of the hardships that we're facing in our personal lives. And so some programs like AAUW fellowships and the Google Anita Borg scholarships and many more scholarships that you can find, they really help us financially in order to learn and continue our passion for STEM. There are a lot of mentorship programs as well, such as Girls Who Code and Million Woman Mentors. And this is basically where we get our support system and also get the sort of inspiration that, that we can also, there's also a place for us within computer science despite the intimidating gender gap. So now we're going to be moving on to more specifically networking skills that are a necessity within STEM careers. So the importance of effective communication is really huge. So whenever you meet someone at an event or a conference, being able to present yourself and talk about your passion, your interests to them and leaving an impression on them is really huge. And make sure that you're also building relationships as well. Because building relationships really goes a long way and it allows you to connect with many cool opportunities that a person might bring to you. And this can, be through by joining professional organizations, like some clubs at your school, maybe some huge organizations and some of their programs. And also always like attending conferences and workshops, also webinars that you're attending today. It's a really great place to connect with these organizations and people in specifically and understand like what opportunities there are for you and what potentially you may be interested in maybe. And so the second way of networking, I would say virtually would be through LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is basically it's a place where you create your profile and you're able to connect with anyone. That could be Bill Gates, it could be someone from Stanford, it could be someone from your own school, and they're all located from different parts of the world. And by creating your account, connecting with people, you're enabling yourself to connect with them potentially and also be able to gain opportunities that they might, present on their LinkedIn profile. Like many organizations have job opportunities, they have many internship opportunities, and also places for your executive board and all that. So those are some really cool opportunities that you can really get through LinkedIn. And Twitter is also an amazing platform where you can also follow industry leaders. And it always really updates you about the news, the ongoing changes, and always be part of sometimes like discussions in the comment section, because you never know if someone reaches out to you saying, hey, I saw that you're really interested in this topic, and we would love for you to be a part of something which is also dedicated to what you're passionate about. And that's a really cool way of just getting these cool opportunities. So some data analysis through networking is that right now, currently, there's a huge gender gap within STEM, and it's a very intimidating and creates this imposter syndrome, especially within girls. And so currently, only women make up 28% of the STEM workforce, which is very low compared to other non-STEM based career pathways. And so the impact of networking is where you can we all can step up with getting these opportunities. And 85% of the jobs are filled in through networking. And this is by LinkedIn, because LinkedIn really helps you get these jobs connect with people that can help you get these jobs. And there are really cool recruiters out there that keep looking at your profile. So you never know if you could be the lucky one that they reach out to. So some really practical tips in order to effectively communicate, in order to get these opportunities, is become a mentee, or you can also become a mentor. And it's a place where you really get to connect with someone and be able to, put out your plan, make a plan, and get advice from people that have actually gone through the same thing that you're currently going through. And also, as for being a mentor, is that where you can really give advice to younger people and help them as well. It's the sense of, this connection that you foster through being a mentor. And I think that that's an amazing way that you can grow from your career. The second tip would be really learn from industry professionals, and like going through, like Apple had a web conference, right? And Google had a Google Developers Conference. And these conferences basically allow you to get the first insights of the new coming things that these huge corporations are currently doing, like Gemini and like the implementation of other super cool things. Be sure to do LeetCode in Kaggle. Just sign up an account and just put yourself out there, because in the long run, these things really do help you understand the technical aspect of coding, get interviews done, and also be able to understand, like, oh, what is really going on in this code, what's not. And the third would be looking out for fellowships. There are really cool fellowships out there for free, especially. And basically, these fellowships help you develop that technical coding aspect as well, with a group of many passionate young peers. And so you always want to keep updating your skills as well, because computer science is an industry which constantly is changing, where you need to develop new skills in order to still stay in the market. And so this is where, in the end, like, be sure that you have someone like as for inspiration as well. Make sure that you have these soft skills, which really widens you up to a lot of opportunities. And get involved in STEM initiatives, startups maybe, and start building your network today, because you never know in the long run how important that will be. And just wanted to come to since we're at the end of the presentation, just wanted to share this quick little link with you all. So Empower Her currently has a lot of programs that we have, and currently we have a mentorship program through which we have partnered with Google software engineers, with Apple engineers, and Meta engineers, where there's this group of female engineers that are really passionate about being mentors. And currently we're connecting them with high school students, or with, clubs that are present throughout the United States. And this is basically an opportunity where you get to be a mentee and get that ability to get some cool opportunities through them, get some advice from them, maybe get a letter of recommendation from them if you foster a really good relationship. And we also host a lot of webinars which feature Google, software engineers. And it goes back to having the source of inspiration that keeps you, it keeps you like you belong somewhere, and allows you to and it allows you to understand that, this is basically what this career pathway looks like. And maybe this might be the right place for me, maybe it's not. And so it's always, exposing yourself to new things every day. And so here's the link that I sent out in the chat. So if you're interested, feel free to look at it. And I do have an opportunity database through which we are providing, 30 plus free opportunities to scholarships, internships, and competitions that are out there. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Empower Her. That was very empowering, a very empowering presentation that you gave. I love the idea of community and building connections.
Thank you.
Right. If anyone has any questions, please ask them in chat, or unmute yourself and you can ask it out loud.
Yeah, so the Million Woman Mentorship is basically, you can search it up. They have this application progress. I'm not really sure. I've never been involved in the program, but it is a cool opportunity where you get connected to like a specific to someone specifically, and through that you're able to foster more a mentor-mentee relationship. Again, they also do have clubs that you can implement within your own organizations, and that's basically about it. I believe the organization's pretty huge and all, so they do have pretty cool scholarships, so keep a lookout for that.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh yeah, so lead code is basically so if you're currently in college, and it's basically where if you want to give an interview or for any of the top paying companies or any company at all, it's like these are some technical aspects of they give you these questions where you have to answer it by providing them a code, like a program through which, like a coding language, and it allows you to basically answer the question by creating a program on the spot. And that's what lead code is basically. It helps your brain to be able to think really fast and code right on the spot with those really hard questions, because getting into these companies is like less than getting into Harvard. And Kaggle is basically another amazing scholarship like website, which allows you and connects you with a lot of opportunities, internships, and competition that are going on that are by a lot of these really big companies or organizations. So if you really want some, if you want to participate in a competition, check out Kaggle. Oh, so our mentorship program is actually a year-long program, and then you reapply to it. Currently, we are implementing it. Like, this is the first time we're implementing it, so that is what we have planned out. That's going to be a year-long program, but it might change regardless of when, but bare minimum would be 1 year.
Okay, I think that was the end of the questions. Now moving on. Oh, there's one more question.
Oh, yes. The mentorship program is online. So once you fill out the mentorship form that I've provided in the Google Doc above, it's basically where we connect you with a mentor, and through Zoom, you're able to, connect with the mentor that we have assigned to you, depending on your region and time zone, since they are pretty spread out throughout United States. And if you're a high schooler or a college student, it may look different from you because we have two separate programs, like a mentorship for high schoolers specifically and for college students specifically, because it does vary depending on what you specifically need as for opportunities. So but it will be online. Yeah. Yes, international students are more than welcome to apply. Specific right now, definitely, but since it's online, you can connect with anyone. So to be honest, just make sure that if any international students does sign up, we will contact you specifically and ask you more about your time zone and as for what time that the specific mentor is available to you guys. But that is definitely something that can be done. Yeah, of course, of course. Thank you for the questions. I'll actually write the answers in the chat, and so you guys can continue on with the presentations.
Okay, I love the questions. Thank you very much for presenting. Also, I want to do something. Guys, can you all turn on your cameras so I can take a picture before I forget? Just so I can take a screenshot and then I can post it and I'll share it with you guys. Okay. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so our next speaker is the Lady Code. So if you guys are ready to present, and ready to share your presentation.
Can you hear me fine and see the slides?
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So hi everyone, my name is Rosemary Chung, and with me from the Lady Code, I have Ariana Tiscareño. And today we're going to talk about 3 specific topics under the theme, Everything is CSable. So actually, our presentation in this webinar is a snippet of a longer webinar series that the Lady Code is planning to host later in this year, with a lot more topics under the same theme, Everything is CSable. So the 3 topics that we're gonna cover today are the food industry, the healthcare industry, and the dating industry, and how they're all affected by technology. So to start off, here's an interactive question. For the audience, eat out or eat in? React with a thumbs up for eating out and a heart for eating in. Okay, they're kind of even. Oh, that was a very big thumbs up. Um, for another interactive question, the last one is react with a thumbs up for McDonald's and a heart for KFC. And KFC is better. Anyways, now with your opinions about eating out or eating in or McDonald's or KFC in mind, I'll hand over to Ariana to talk about the food industry.
Is everyone able to hear me okay before I start?
Yeah.
All right. So let's break down the impact AI and advancing technology has had on the food industry. So as we have seen in recent years, AI has helped positively run the food industry in countless ways. Firstly, many restaurants and fast food places have begun to rely on robots for food delivery and as waiters. The BellaBot is a newly innovative robot waiter that carries multiple orders in a tray, which is efficient and reliable, and you could see it over here in one of the slides. Moreover, these robot waiters have long battery lives, have customized audio, and respond to customers. So all of this has helped restaurants become more efficient, as these robots can often be more reliable than human workers. However, the one downside to these robots is that they actually cost a lot. For example, the BellaBot costs up to $15,900. So along with the BellaBot, though, the Coco has been a newly used food delivery robot by many restaurants and fast food places, which you can also see in the slide here. This food delivery robot can be more reliable than human deliveries because they have no delayed delivery. They are already at the restaurant. Customers can view in real time where Coco is, and these customers only need to click a button to retrieve their food, which is really good for people who don't want to interact too much with others. So as you can see, robots have become a critical way that AI has positively altered the food industry. Yet these positive impacts can also be seen in the kitchens of these restaurants. In a sense, AI has begun being used in food preparation and packaging, which improves efficiency and cost savings. And you could also see this in the slide. So AI has also begun to do this because in restaurants, for example, they can use sensors for food safety and data analytics to detect and prevent food contamination. And lastly, AI-powered appliances can also be used to easily adjust cooking settings, suggest recipes, etc. And although we have mentioned the positive aspects of AI being involved with the food industry, there are undoubtedly negative aspects of Tagalog as well. One prime concern that has been speculated is that certain traditional jobs in the industry may start to be displaced, and overall, just other robots will be able to take over these jobs. Another concern revolves around data privacy and security implications due to the fact that AI systems gather lots of consumer data that can be personal. And lastly, we have seen a notable concern coming from small-scale food producers and businesses that do not have a resource-intensive area of AI compared to large corporations, which makes it difficult to compete with them. And now I will hand it over to Rosemary.
Moving on to the dating life in context of today's world. Technology has profoundly reshaped love and relationships, influencing how people connect, communicate, and maintain intimacy. Online dating platforms have been a game changer, expanding the dating pool beyond local community. Apps that you know, such as Tinder, Bumble, or OkCupid, use algorithms to match users based on shared interests and preferences, increasing the likelihood of compatible matches. However, while swiping right may lead to romance, it can also feel like shopping for a partner, complete with all the trials and tribulations of online retail, like discovering that your perfect match is not what they seemed in their profile. Social media has similarly impacted relationships by altering how couples react and present their lives publicly. Platforms that we use, like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, allows for people to share their lives in real time. This can strengthen connections and provide social support, but it can also create pressure to present an idealized version of the relationship. Couples often find themselves staging perfect moments for their feeds, leading to the classic dilemma of the Instagram couple versus the real life couple. Communication technology, including smartphones and video calling, has made it easier for couples to stay connected regardless of distance. Apps that we use every day, like WhatsApp, FaceTime, and even Zoom, facilitate this constant communication, allowing for long distance relationships to thrive. Yet, this constant connectivity can lead to issues like an overdependence on digital communication and can decrease face to face interactions, which are extremely crucial for creating deep emotional bonds. Couples may find themselves having deep conversations through emojis or GIFs, which can be both entertaining and perplexing because who needs words when a well-timed cat meme can express your feelings? However, the digital age has also introduced new challenges such as cyber infidelity and digital privacy concerns. The ease of accessing social media and dating apps can tempt people to engage in online flirtations or affairs, leading to trust issues and relationship breakdowns. The phrase, "I was just liking a photo," has become a defensive mantra in many relationships. Additionally, concerns about privacy arise as partners may stalk each other's online activities and use technology to monitor their behavior, which can lead to feelings of mistrust and the invasion of privacy. And it's quite ironic how a tool that was meant to connect us can also create this divide among people, with couples becoming detectives analyzing every interaction. But on a lighter note, online dating is rife with humorous moments. From mismatched expectations to weird pickup lines, the world of online romance is a treasure trove of entertainment. For instance, one might encounter profiles boasting about adventurous spirits who actually prefer like Netflix and pizza on a Friday night. Or there are those who list they love hiking as a hobby, only to find out that they consider walking to their car as an outdoor exercise. Despite these challenges, technology has also provided resources for relationship support and education. Online therapy, relationship coaching, and self-help resources are readily available, offering couples tools to navigate challenges and improve their relationship. Virtual communities and forums also allow people to seek advice, share their experience, and foster a sense of support and belonging. In summary, technology has significantly influenced love and relationships, offering opportunities and also challenges. But while it's also facilitated this greater connectivity and the access to your partners, it has also introduced new complexities and dynamics that people have to learn to navigate. From humorous to heart-wrenching, online love continues to evolve, reminding us that while technology changes how we connect, the essence of love, filled with quirks, challenges, and laughter, remains timeless. Whether through a heartfelt text, that awkward video call, or a hilariously mismatched date, the world of love in the digital age is both a thrilling adventure and a comedic escape aid. And now back to Ariana to talk about the healthcare industry.
I will now briefly go over the impact AI has had on the food industry. Well, after that, food industry and dating life. So let's dive into the topic of healthcare surrounding AI. Before I begin, it is vital to recognize that the healthcare industry is actually one of the industries in the world that is most positively affected by AI. First up, the positives. AI systems are now able to analyze large amounts of data, at lightning speed, allowing for early detection of diseases and ultimately saving lots of people's lives around the world. Plus, robots can dispense medications faster than a nurse, despite the nurse having worked so hard. Not only this, but there is a sparked potential for tailored treatment plans for these patients. So thanks to AI technology, patient data can be analyzed and personalized treatment plans can be created, leading to better outcomes for all of these patients. Not only this, but there is a rise in AI-powered tools and systems that have greatly helped doctors. For example, a new AI-powered stethoscope has been trained to thousands of heart sounds and has now allowed doctors to easily recognize and detect heart problems early on. Although I solely mentioned how doctors have utilized AI-powered tools to detect heart diseases/issues early on, this applies to thousands of diseases and issues. For example, AI is starting to help detect diseases like cancer more effectively and accurately in the first few stages prior to it becoming very severe. Moreover, AI has begun to aid doctors by allowing them to better approach disease management, along with helping patients more in their long-term treatments due to the health records, patterns recognized, and knowledge that AI holds. Nonetheless, a huge factor contributing to healthcare is obviously elder care, which has also begun to be deeply affected by AI, precisely through robots. So with robots, they have the potential to help elders remain independent for longer, and they also reduce the need for care homes. So in fact, some robots even have the knowledge and capabilities of having a conversation with the elders to keep their minds active. But of course, with the good comes the bad. AI could potentially replace human healthcare professionals, leaving them jobless, similar to employment in the food industry. Moreover, an importantly common issue of biases can also be portrayed after utilizing AI. In a sense, biases in AI algorithms will cause different treatments of patients based on age, gender, race, etc., but however, as long as we continue to acknowledge and address these issues, then we can help prevent these biases from impacting these patients' treatments and outcomes. Not only this, but our privacy and security of personal data as patients is a concern considering the amount of personal data that AI is continuing to take in. Thank you for listening to these 3 ways in which everything is CSable.
Now just for a little outro. That's all we have time for today. So thank you for joining and your participation with our interactive questions. We hope that you enjoyed the trailer for our upcoming webinar series later in the year, Everything is CSable, and that you'll come join us when we send out our invites. I just want to reiterate that at the Lady Code, our mission is to empower, educate, and inspire women to break the barriers and reach new heights in their personal and professional lives. We believe that knowledge is power, and our webinars will be designed to provide you and others with the tools and insights and support you need to thrive. That's not all though. We're excited to announce that the Lady Code is hosting a hackathon later this August, and we invite everyone to participate. Whether you have coding experience or you're completely new to it, the hackathon is an amazing opportunity to learn, to collaborate, and to innovate. Our hackathon provides a platform for creative minds to come together, tackle real-world problems, and develop some practical solutions that we can't learn in school. It's a great chance to network, learn, and make a meaningful impact. And because we believe in the power of diversity and inclusivity, we welcome participants from all backgrounds and skill levels. So stay tuned for details on that on our website and our Instagram. And if you have any questions, you can just email one of us or ask them now. And once again, thank you for your attention. And we look forward to seeing you at our hackathon in August and our webinars later in the year. Have a wonderful day, and let's continue to break the code together. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much for participating in the event and having a great presentation. I love those interactive questions, really engaging. If anyone has questions, please ask them. You guys have around 5 minutes if you guys want to ask questions. If not, then we can continue presenting.
We don't have a blog in particular, but we're most active on our Instagram, and we do a lot of like interactive questions and like polls on the stories. So you can definitely like DM the Instagram or just interact on the stories. And we don't put as much of this info on our website just because it's more informal. But I recommend visiting our Instagram. It's at the Lady Code. I'll send it. By internships, do you mean open positions to apply for in the team? I'm gonna. Okay. So we currently have open applications. You'll find it on our website and Instagram bio. We have the application form to join the team, and that's a different process. So you'll apply on the Google form, and then you'll get an interview, and then you'll choose positions and confirm positions. But in that sense, we do have internships, and our team doesn't have a fixed size. So if we think that your contribution is unique and it's going to be helpful and we can help expand, then we'll definitely let you join the team. There are no limits in age or experience, it's just so everybody can learn. But we don't do like company internships, if that's what you meant. No problem.
Okay, now continuing with our presentation, our next presenter is Light Up. So if Light Up is here and can share the presentation, that would be great. Oh, is Light Up not here? Okay, since I think Light Up is not here, we're gonna have to continue on with our last speaker then. So Light Up is not here, so our next presenter is Ghost Them. I believe they are here, so if you guys can unmute yourselves just so you know you're here.
Yep, we're here. I can share my screen and we can get started.
Okay. I'll stop sharing mine. Okay, first off, thank you so much, Light Up, for being part of this event, and you can share your screen anytime you want.
Okay. Let me know if you can see that. Can you see my screen okay? I don't think we can see your screen.
Yeah, I don't think you're showing your screen.
Okay, so let me try again. Okay, give us 2 minutes. I think we got it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, let me know if you can see this now.
We can see it now.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, we are GoSTEM. My name is Purna and the other co-founder is Nishida, and we're going to be presenting about engineering and medicine.
So we are GoSTEM. We are an organization that focuses on kind of instilling STEM experiences to middle school students and try to broaden their horizons and STEM by doing events like webinars and competitions. And so, what is biomedical engineering? So, biomedical engineering is a multidisciplinary field, and it applies engineering principles and techniques to solve problems in biology and medicine. And it's also like formerly known as like biomedical engineering. And so, some of the aspects of biomedical engineering include medical imaging, which is developing and improving technologies such as MRI, CT scans, ultrasound, and PET scans to visualize any brain structures. And the next example includes biomechanics, which is just studying the mechanics of biological systems and designing prosthetics. Then we have a bioinstrumentation, which is just creating and refining medical instruments and devices that we can use for diagnosis and to monitor and treat disorders. And then we also have biomedical computing, which is just developing software and algorithms for medical data analysis. And then lastly, our last example is genetic engineering and biotechnology, which is just applying engineering principles to manipulate genes and to develop gene therapies.
Okay, so now we're going to go into what a biomedical engineer does. Biomedical engineers are at the forefront of medical innovation, and they work on a wide range of products that improve and save lives. So they design and analyze various medical devices and treatments. So for example, they create prosthetics and braces to help restore mobility and function. They also develop surgical devices that enhance the precision and safety of medical procedures and medical models used for training and simulation. They also design dental devices that improve oral health and function, as well as medicine and treatment that target diseases at a cellular level. They're also involved in cells and tissue engineering for regenerative medicine. And one particularly prominent field within biomedical engineering is 3D printing, which is really transforming how we approach these designs and applications. So what exactly is 3D printing? 3D printing is also known as additive manufacturing, and it builds objects layer by layer from digital models. So this technology uses a variety of materials, including plastics, metals, and resin. One of the key advantages of 3D printing is its ability to lower manufacturing costs, making medical devices a lot more accessible. It also allows for customization tailored to individual specifications, and it really ensures a perfect fit and enhanced functionality for each patient. So one application of 3D printing in biomedical engineering is seen in the eNABLE project, which focuses on creating 3D printed prosthetic hands. So let's kind of break down how these prosthetics are constructed. First, different pieces are 3D printed to act as the bones of the prosthetic. These are customizable to fit individual needs and anatomical requirements. Pins, which can either be bought or 3D printed, kind of act as the joints of the prosthetic, allowing for articulation and movement. There's different types of elastics or string wrap around the joints, and it connects different parts of the bones. These function like muscles, tendons, or ligaments, providing tension and movement. A socket is designed to attach the prosthetic securely to the client's remaining limb, and the socket allows the residual limb to enter and push on tension strings, making sure that it fits really snugly. Lastly, extended bands provide additional control and functionality, and it really enhances the range of motion and dexterity of the prosthetic. So if you look at this picture here, you can kind of see a picture of how the tension strings that give the prosthetic hand control. So these strings right here, They're crucial since they mimic the function of muscles and it allows the fingers to move. And each section, so each peg right here of the prosthetic finger, you can kind of think of them as bones, and it connects and controls through this intricate system of tension strings. So it makes sure that each finger is connected to a specific string, and that string can be controlled by the user.
Okay, so now we're just going to talk a little bit about the process of a product development. And so, like Purna mentioned earlier, when we're like, for an example, if we are creating like a prosthetic hands, like how do we even go through the process of coming up with that idea and even making that prosthetic, right? And so first comes like idea generation and idea screening. So essentially, we just first identify a certain problem that we want to solve, and it just kind of involves these like two stages. Just involve brainstorming ideas, and like for new products or improving an existing one, and then comes concept development and testing. So concepts are essentially just developed based on feasibility and what's like most needed for the market, and it also involves the process of coming up with an initial prototype, right, and seeing if it's even feasible to make it in the first place. And then comes research and like over here, as we say, like market strategy and research and product development. So once we selected a concept, once we kind of have our initial prototype, we have to kind of like test it and research it to make sure it's also like if it's even feasible in the first place, and then also make sure it meets any regulatory requirements. And then towards the end, this is like also part of testing, right? And then we come to actually launching the product. So this also kind of involves the process of CAD. So CAD stands for Computer Aided Design, and it is widely used in engineering, architecture, and manufacturing. And so this is like one of the ways that we can actually even create a prosthetic in the first place. For example, like Purna showed earlier with that blue hand. And so some of the key features of CAD involve 2D and 3D modeling. This essentially allows CAD designers to create 2D drawings and actually build 3D models of parts and assemble the structures together. And it also involves precision and accuracy. So using CAD tools to make sure the measurements, alignment, and geometric shapes of the actual design are precise. And this is just to make sure they meet any specific specifications. And then another aspect is parametric design. So parametric model in CAD essentially just allows designers to define relationships and constraints between elements of a design, and changes. It can also involve changes made to a part of the model and updating that model as needed. So based off of feasibility and whether like how it works. And then another part is also visualization, right? So make sure, like CAD also makes sure that it's a realistic visual representation of the design. So based off of what we actually plan on a computer versus how it looks like after 3D printed, right? And then there's also collaboration and documentation. So CAD systems can also support the creation and detailed documentation. So for example, annotating certain to make sure that after we actually create the prosthetic, for example, we can go back to the annotations and make sure those are lined up so we can actually tell which part does what. And then there's also simulation analysis. So there's also some CAD tools that include simulation analysis features to just evaluate how like the parts would act under stress, thermal performance, and motion. And so it's CAD software is just like a significantly like It's a good way to just transform the design and develop the process of creating technology like prosthetics.
Okay, and next we have a video we want to share. This is kind of about how 3D printing and how it makes prosthetics and how it can help others. So let me share my screen.
A hand like this has many names: superhero hand, even robot hand. Faith Lennox says her friends at school think it's really cool.
They want a robot hand too.
Faith's arm was amputated when she was 9 months old. She's now almost 8.
When she was born, somehow the circulation to her left forearm got cut off, causing something called compartment syndrome.
Through an online support group, Faith's mother Nicole heard about an organization called Enable that uses 3D printers to create free prosthetic hands for children around the world. She also met Mark Langsfeld, the owner of Builded Workspace, a place that does engineering and design work. Nicole Lennox asked if Langsfeld could print her daughter a prosthetic hand.
We just looked at it as, well, it's printing a part. Why not? I mean, if it's a prosthetic hand or a bracket, it's a part.
With the help of designs and instructions from the Enable website, Langsfeld printed and assembled the device.
Wow, let's try this, see what this is, what it is all about, and also how we can help a little girl, ride a bike ultimately.
Mark Sorkeo specializes in making and fitting traditional prosthetic limbs.
3D printing versus traditional could save a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of manpower.
A traditional prosthesis like this one will take 1 to 2 months to make and fit, and it costs thousands of dollars. On the other hand, a 3D printed device like this one could take as little as just a few days to print and assemble, and Enable says it can cost as little as $30. The organization also makes and sends devices of different sizes overseas so local doctors can distribute them.
I believe that 3D printing will enable these people to receive prosthetic devices and also change the way that they live their lives and also change the way that they can provide for their families.
In a Skype interview, Enable's John Wong says there are also psychological benefits.
I myself was born, missing fingers, and so I was teased and bullied when I was in school. And so I know all too well, what sort of issues children go through.
Nicole Lennox says she has definitely seen a change in her daughter with her robot hand.
It's opened so many doors for her and just built so much confidence. It's really touching.
I can hold on to my bike handle and sit up nice and tall.
And if Faith outgrows or breaks a piece of her robot hand, she just has to print a new one. Elizabeth Lee for VOA News, Los Angeles.
All done.
Okay, and so that was, I think, a really insightful video showing how 3D printing can really change someone's life. So that was the end of our presentation. I just want to say again how 3D printing is a game changer in biomedical engineering, really providing innovative solutions that are cost-effective and customizable. And projects like we just saw really show how this technology can really improve the quality of life for individuals requiring prosthetics. Thank you everyone so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat or unmute. And if you have any questions in the future, feel free to reach out at ghoststemservices@gmail.com, or you can reach out via Instagram at ghoststem_.
Okay, since we're gonna start doing the live Q&A, but I don't think there's a lot of speakers left. So I think there was one question. I don't know if someone raised their hand. I don't know if that was by accident or not. So if there are any organizations left and any questions left for those people, feel free to ask them right now or type in chat. Also, for the organizations that are left here, feel free to type in your socials in the chat, just so we can connect, or like people that are watching this can connect with you as well. Oh, Emma, okay. So there are opportunities for Pink Gap. I believe it's in our Instagram. There's a link there for applications. We have tutors, outreach members. You can also be part of HR, or you can apply to be a tutee, so like a student who needs help. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for Pink Gap. Yeah, of course. Okay, actually, I should type our Instagram. Okay, since there's no questions, then thank you for your time, and thank you for participating in this great event. Thank you for taking part of your time, and thank you for asking questions and having such great presentations.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.